Okay, Sunday night rant, guys and girls. Let's get this audience building up. Coming to you live here from Hawaii in my room. I've just moved the camera around. I've got a tripod that I've put it on. I don't have a mic with me, so the sound probably won't come as good as it normally does. Welcome Susan, who comes in and basically summarizes the key points. Hello, Steve. How you going? I'm in my hotel here at the Hilton in Hawaii, Midnight Oil. By the way, I used to love Peter Garrett. I don't know what he's doing now. I used to love that band. Mark Sheridan, how you going? Let's get this audience to build up. Press that share button. We've got a great rant coming up. And I also have with me, I'm having a nice beer, enjoying the holiday. Peter, good to see you. Aloha. My little cousin George has just joined on. Luke Moroney, thank you so much. Good to see you. We will catch up on the Bay Run. So, gang, we are going to cover the 5 quotes from the one book that changed the course of direction in my real estate career and my media career and my own business. Good evening, Connie. Good to see you. Good to see you all, gang. Nick Carr, love you too, brother. Love you too. You want to buy a Honda? You go nowhere else, but you visit Nick at Concord, Honda in Concord. Jay Peters, good to see you. Peter Cassis, how you going? Sally Shaw, good stuff, gang. Okay, press that share button. Press that share button. Let's share the love. You know how important it is to me to cut through communities. Kim Hamilton from Dubbo. What a long history I've had with Kim. Like, I reckon it's close to 25 years. Stephen Brown from the UK. How are you? Ivor, fantastic. Beautiful. I'm in a good spirits tonight. I had a really nice meal. Hello, Harry. Good to see you as well from WA. Sally Shaw, great. Yes, we welcomed you. So, gang, let's get the show on the road. And today, hello, Greg. How you going? Andy from the UK. Beautiful. Excellent. We got this great Nicholas Menzies. Congratulations as well. I heard you made a move. Emil Jurassic, the man who runs NGU and is not going to go to sleep tonight, obsessed with his Croatian team to win the World Cup. Daniela, how you going? Roberto, how are you? Beautiful. Mitchell, how good is Hawaii? It is fantastic. I love it, but I love Byron Bay better. Morris Toscano, Yasu as well. David Walker, here he is from Bali, the great man from Ray White. Mate, good to see you, brother. Okay, Zoe, excellent. Gang, let's get the show on the road. So, here are 5 quotes that are going to have a profound impact in your life. They help my business life. And I'm telling you, by the way, can I just say to you, whenever I speak to you, please understand, I always speak to you from a position of someone that has tried the things I'm talking about, right? Because at the moment, you know what I'm noticing? There's a lot of people that have decided that they're going to become leadership experts. There's a lot of people that have decided that they're going to become self-proclaimed experts in a field. And I'm saying to you, never ever follow instructions from someone who has not gone to that destination. Please remember, when I'm talking to you, I'm speaking to you about things that I've tried and tested, and many of the times I have failed. I have failed in these things because I can say to you, it's in failure that you learn, and then what actually happens is the lesson is what you learn. That's the past. Execution is when you apply the lesson, and that's the future. And that's what I'm talking to you. I'm really hoping that you're going to be listening to stuff that I've done wrong, that I've learned. And the first one I want to talk to you about is this. What you do has far more greater impact than what you say. Remember that. What you do has far more impact than what you say. This, my friends, hello Lisa Novak. This, my friends, and by the way, this applies to you, Lisa, because you know what? You went into real estate sales this year and you've been smashing it. And what I'm saying to you, that a lot of the times the most useful thing that you can do as a business person is be the change you want to make happen in your business. Be the change, right? And what I'm saying is this, for parents out there, remember this. Kids are very bad at following advice, but they're very good at imitating. Remember that. So don't waste too much of your time trying to get people to change. You know how hard it is to change yourself. What are the chances that you're going to change another person? My advice is be the change you want to make happen. So I'm saying to you, change begins with you. What actually happens is your behavior is the catalyst that changes another person. Hello, Mark Novak. How you going? Really looking forward to seeing you very soon as well. So, gang, the first one, and by the way, all these came out of a book by Stephen Covey, Dr. Stephen Covey. And the first one is, what you do has far greater impact than what you say. Changed my life. Changed in the way that I manage people. Why? Because people then copy what you do, not what you say. Always remember, audio must match your video. Let's move on to number two. Number two, and I know that for some of you are going to say, okay, a little bit, airy-fairy, and that is, we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. And I say this not in any way of religious suggestions. I say this because you just got to look at the mathematics, look at the science, and basically think about it. You came onto this planet on a specific date. You're leaving this planet on a specific date. You don't know when that date is going to be, and you also don't know how you're going to die, but you are. So let me just run through some basic mathematics. The chances of being born is 1 in 400 trillion. So you've come along as a human being, right? So there have been millions that have come before you. Now think about all these people that never get on here. Think about, even think about miscarriages, okay? Think about miscarriages. You have already, won the major lottery, right? So you must always be moving through life with this attitude of gratitude the whole time. And there's a lot of people that get fucking whingy and complain, the type that have got a problem for every solution. Hey, listen to me for a moment. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. You need to have that belief in your head. You came on after the event. That's the first thing. The second thing is you got to understand is that growing old is a privilege that many people won't have. In many countries, people only live to 50 years of age, right? So I suppose what I'm saying is understand this concept that you have come to life. You've got to have an attitude of gratitude. You've got to understand that we are all separate, but at the same time, we are all connected, right? And understand 100% this, that you're going to leave this planet, right? You're going to leave this planet. And there will be millions that'll come after you. Not millions, billions. There's 8 billion people already. There have been billions before you. And all I'm saying is this. When you begin to think and act within of a spiritual context, what actually happens is you become far more compassionate to other people. And the next thing that happens is you lose your arrogance. Because arrogance, my friends, is basically saying, I was born this smart, fuck you to everyone else. No, that's not what a smart person does. A smart person says, thank you, whoever, who put me on this place, on this time, on this planet, with my brain. I've got to be grateful for what I've got. And if you're not prepared to be happy with what you've got now, what makes you think you'll be happy with any more? Think about that. I'm going to move off that topic. The third quote that helped my life a lot was this. The main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. I'll say it again. The main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. Too many people deviate. Too many people start and never finish things. Too many people major on the minor. Too many people actually have got lots of ideas but never execute it. You know, I hear it all the time. Last week, a guy was telling me a story about, another idea he's had. I said to him, mate, when is one of these ideas going to bloody take off? When is one of the ideas you're going to bloody execute? I've heard this story over and over again. Man, listen to me. The main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. Get yourself a little 3x5 card. Get super clear, and I'm telling you straight, most people do not need therapy, they need clarity, right? And get yourself a 3x5 card, and then what you want to do is my next lesson here tonight, and that is to begin with the end in mind. To begin with the end in mind. When you get, when you've got the end in mind, what actually happens is you have the law of linkage, because what it basically says is that you will do actions and your behaviors will be in sync with the end picture that you want. A little bit like the person that puts a jigsaw puzzle together. When you put a jigsaw puzzle together, what you do is you look at the jigsaw on the back of the box. You look at the picture, because what you want to do is make sure that you're super clear that when you're putting the pieces together, that they start having some logical sequence, because you've actually got a view of what you want that final picture to be. So then all of a sudden you begin to realize how important it is to get clarity on what you want that final picture to look like. So, man, I've got to tell you, you can do this with anything. Do this with your 12-month income goal. Like, let's do it real estate. Real estate. You want to write 500,000. You turn around and say, I want to write 500,000. Okay, I want to write 500,000. And let's assume that, that my average commission that comes in is 25 grand. You know that you've got to do 20 deals. 20 deals a year. You say, hey, okay, for me to do 20 deals a year, I need to list 25 properties. 25 properties, divide that by 12, that's just over 2 listings per month. So what we do is we round it up to 3 listings a month. And all of a sudden, you have got this law of linkage. Hey, I want to write 500. It's going to earn me 250. What I've got to do is actually work out the jigsaw puzzle. What do I need? 20 sales, 25 listings. That becomes 2 listings a month. By the way, in the real estate gym, just go off and do your own blueprint. It's in your in the guide that we've sent out to all our people, the Success Journal, but it's also in the real estate gym. And what you do is you turn around and you've got clarity each month on what you've got to do. Why? Because we know that what you measure, you manage, and that becomes very critical. And all of a sudden, we begin to realize that life is actually not that hard, because it's actually very predictable what to do, right? So the question is not whether are you able. The question is, are you willing, right? So gang, I'm saying to you, begin with the end in mind and understand the main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. Let's move on. Number 3. This changed my life. This statement, have a listen. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. What is this basically saying? Things get better by choice, not by chance. Too many people turn around and say, hey, it's not my fault. I was born in an area where my father left me and I ended up living in a suburb that's got a high unemployment rate, and I had no money, we struggled, and that's the best I can do. That is a person that's got what I call a fixed mindset. What is a person that's got a growth mindset? A person with a growth mindset says, hey, listen, I was brought up in an area that was not great, and I don't want to live in that area. What I want to do is actually go upgrade my life. And you know what? I was brought up with a broken household, and you know what? I want to end the pattern of fucking divorces in my fucking family that's happened after generation after generation after generation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to do it now. And then what they'll turn around and say is, the same person will say, you know what? Yes, I had a fat father and I had a fat mother, but I'm also going to fucking turn around and say, you know what? My weight and my health and my fitness has got more to do with what I put into my mouth and what I do as exercise than the fact that I'm going to turn around and say that I've just got fat genes. All I'm saying is that there's two groups of people. A group of people that say that they've got what I call a fixed mindset, and a group of people that have got a growth mindset. And the people that have got a growth mindset are basically saying that, hey, you know what? If nothing changes, nothing changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin the change. I'm going to be the catalyst to the change. I'm actually going to change my behavior. And I'm telling you straight, no one is going to come to the rescue. You've got to save yourself. Malcolm Turble's not going to save you. Remember that. No one's going to save you. Your mum's not going to save you. Your loser girlfriend's not going to save you. No one's going to save you. You've got to save yourself. And that begins with you looking in the mirror and going to say to yourself, fuck it, enough of my bullshit story. I'm going to let go of old beliefs and I'm going to rock up to life with a new set of eyes. That's what the world wants from you. The world wants for you to be your best you. Upgrade your thoughts and you upgrade your life. Change your story and you change your life. Gang, I want to move on to I think that was it. Begin with the end in mind. I'm not things get better by choice, not by chance. So, gang, I'm just going to share with you. I'm going to have another sip of my beer. I love Coronas. Anyway, I've calmed down after that. So, what's the one habit? What's the one habit, guys and girls, that I've been working really hard at it. And that is, ironically, let me just tell you the irony of my life. I turned around and I wanted to be very successful for one reason, and that was to have freedom, right? So I always thought to myself, you know what? Work your ass off, hustle, grind, make money. And what actually happens is then you can choose to do what you want. You can holiday when you want. You can do the things that you choose to do, all that sort of stuff. Here's the irony. I built a business model basically that requires me. I'm not an Apple shop. I don't have a rent roll of 4,000 properties. I'm not a McDonald's business. The product is me. So ironically, the freedom that I wanted, like the money's there and the work's there, more than I can ever handle. But the freedom's not there because everyone wants more of you because you are the product. So one of the things I've had to learn over the last couple of years is this: learning to say a clean, very fast no. And the reason why is I have a tendency to want to make other people happy. I have a tendency to want to actually help another person. I have a tendency to actually think, you know what? I'll just do it. It's not going to take me a lot of time. But the bottom line is this: every time I say yes to something, I'm also saying no to something else. Even if that no means that I'm just sitting watching sport on TV. Like, the way I see it is this: sitting and watching sport on TV is not a waste of time if you enjoy it. It means it's something that, is a luxury. So one of the things I've got to tell you, I simply cannot handle the amount of auction requests that come in. I simply cannot handle the amount of training requests that come in. I simply cannot handle the amount of coaching inquiries come in. I simply cannot handle the amount of speaking engagements that come in. It's out of control, right? And this is in Australia, New Zealand, and also in the UK. So what I've had to do is slowly learn to say an early, quick no. And I'll tell you why it's got to be an early, quick no. Because if you don't say an early, quick no, and you say something along the lines of this, and it's got to be a clean no. Because if you turn around and say no, no, look, when someone invites you to something and you say, no, I can't do it because I've got my daughter's, graduation day. What you notice you'll do is when you say no, you create a reason as well. Big mistake. Don't give a reason. It should be, no, doesn't work. End of story, right? You don't say end of story. You just say, no, it doesn't work. An early, quick no. And I'll tell you why. Because there are many times I've said to people, hey, it doesn't work for me now, but talk to me in 3 months. They diarize it and call you in 3 months' time. You said I should call you. You said we'd be able to meet up. Or you said I'd call you and you'd be able to coach me. Or you said I'd call you and you said you'd come to our office and you'd do this session. I have to say to you, learn to say no. It will liberate you. The only time that I will actually end up saying yes to things, even though deep down I actually think to myself, oh, listen, I don't want to sort of, it's going to actually impede in my life, is when it's got to do with something that is important to me as a cause. Example, a cancer charity requiring an MC or an auctioneer. So I find it difficult to say no to that, because I know that I'm the benefactor of people that have raised money in previous years, and drugs that I've gone on have been a result of other people's activities that they've done. So I feel, again, this is a spiritual connection, owing people, right? We're all connected. And I just feel to myself, I can't say no. But why am I saying this to you guys and girls? Because I'm going to say to you, the minute you make the main thing, the minute you have what I call the beginning with the end in mind, the minute that you begin to realize that things get better by choice, not by chance, and the minute they begin to realize that you've got to learn to say no, because something's really weird about life, and that is, you know what? A lot of people act on the things that are the loudest, but a lot of the time they're not the most important. And the smartest people that I know is this. They're able to work out what's important and what's just firefighting. Because you've got to become intelligent enough to know that 20% of the stuff you do brings 80% of the results. Yet a lot of people focus on the 80%. Why do they do that? Because it's easy, because they scream louder, but they're not as important to you. What I'm saying, get clear. Understand. You want to live a life by design, not a life by accident. And if you don't choose to live your life, you might end up living someone else's. Thank you. God bless you from Hawaii. And a big shout out to the Uber driver that took us to our hotel tonight from the barbecue. Elijah, what a great guy. Super guy. If you're in Hawaii, seek him out. He probably will post a comment on here. Super, super guy. I just love it when you meet someone that, has got all heart. Thank you so much. Gang, signing off.